Hello, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're all having a great weekend, ready for the FPL madness to start. Let's get it going, guys. Get those questions in, and I'll do my best to answer all of them this week. There was a few too many last, so I was struggling to keep up with your pace, but I'm gonna be on it today. Looking forward to this weekend though. As you can see, I've got a bench boost set up. I have got the bench boost. I think this is a very bench boostable team. Nathan, what is up, man? Good to have you back. What is your dilemma this week? Let me know and I'll do my best to help you out. But yeah, as you can see, I've got my bench boost set up. I've got the captaincy on Isak to, I would love to triple captain him this week, but I just think this team you have to bench boost this team. Like, looking at that bench, two defenders against Leicester at home, has to be done. Alex, good morning. Welcome back to the stream. Good to have you again. Good to have you guys. Fire in a few questions there if you want to know if you need any advice. Simon says, first in, well lad, how's it going? He said, well, maybe you can answer me this, buddy. Would you bench Cucurella or Gvardiol? Cucurella or Gvardiol? You know what? So, the way I think about it, your captain... Okay, yeah, I hadn't even read the second sentence, and I was going to ask how many Crystal Palace players you have, because you're captain in Mateta, so feels logical for the upside. Big lead in my mini league, so could risk it. Love it. So, I would say start Cucurella over Gvardiol, because you probably have, if you're captain in Mateta, you want him to score against City, so you're going for that high upside pick if you start Cucurella. And I would say as well, let's have a quick look at the clean sheet odds. Sorry, let me just go on to my other screen. Yeah, clean sheet odds between who is it that you had? Sorry, I'm already forgetting. Cucurella and Gvardiol. So Chelsea have a 43% chance and Man City have a 37.5% chance. So yeah, looks like you're going to be starting Cucurella, mate. Looks like it. Okay. FPL Hawk says, hello, kind sir. Hello to you too. Bench and headache between Saka, Marino or Diaz. Double City defense then. Yeah, that's a tough one. I would imagine Saka won't start, so I'd be annoyed but happy, benching him this week, because I don't think he'll get many minutes. Mohamed Daniel Hassif, triple captain Mateta or wait till 36? I think it is a viable option to go for it this week, but I wouldn't triple captain Mateta this week. I would prefer to go on either Saka next week, Marmoush next week, or Marmoush or Haaland in 36. Or obviously Isak this week is a really nice one to go for. He's got 2 home fixtures, Nathan, what is up? He says, I'm really worried about Marino and Saka minutes. So am I. I'm not too sure about Marino's minutes. You're thinking of benching them both this week and triple captaining Isak. Yeah, definitely an option. Yeah, I would say that's a good move. Yeah, if you have Saka, so like if I had Saka as well, I would be thinking along those same lines and going for the triple captain Isak instead, but I'm just going to go for the bench boost because I don't have Saka. I just have Marino, and I do think he'll play, just maybe not up top. Frank Glimes, first time stream enjoyer. Thanks for the content, mate. No problem at all. Let me get onto your other questions down below before I hop back up. So you say, I have a very similar team to you, just Saka instead of Palmer and Munoz instead of Estupinian. Bench boost for me or triple captain? Yeah, I think with Saka and Marino in your team, I think it's a really tricky one. I would say your team is probably set up nicely for a bench boost in 33 instead. And then triple captain on Isak this week, Frank. That's what I would go for. Going back to your question, Alex. You're also doing a bench boost. Nice one. Selling Gabriel and Van Heck. Thinking of Bradley and Estupinian for the upside. Or maybe Kiwior and Dunk. Yeah. I mean, between Bradley and Kiwior, both great picks. I would just say Kiwior obviously has 3 fixtures in the next 2. Does that mean they'll get more clean sheets than Liverpool, playing West Ham at home and then Leicester? Maybe not. but I would say Kiwior's minutes are more secure than Bradley's right now. And then I do also like the Estupiñán pick. Sydney says, start one, Saka, Foden or O'Brien. I would start Foden there for sure. Nitin Desai, viable option for bench boost? I'm not sure what you mean. My team or, yeah, my team. I'm bench boosting my team for sure. Sydney says, oh, you already asked that. Larry Jones, how's it going? Also went with Marino last week and now him and Saka might be benched. Was thinking either playing Konate or selling Marino for Asensio. Thoughts? Yeah, I would just say playing Konate. I would just play Konate. I wouldn't sell Marino because he's got the double next week and, you know, that there's some high upside there with his double. The Arsenal double fixtures next week are really nice. So I would just start Konate in that option, Larry. Dev says, hey mate, would you start Kluivert or Saka or swap Kluivert to Rodgers and start Rodgers? So I would swap Kluivert to Rodgers and start Rodgers. Yeah. Really like that thinking actually, to be fair. Really like it. Rainey says, which three to bench? Gvardiol, Saliba, Saka, Savinho, Marmoush, Virgil. So in that case, I would bench the first three. So I would bench Gvardiol, Saliba and Saka. And I'd start Savinho, Marmoush and Virgil. Yeah. Shivam, hi, new to this channel. Enjoyed your videos. Thanks very much. I'm wildcarding this week, but don't have free hit. So should I go for Enzo/Bowen as 5th mid? Yeah, I like Bowen as a pick. I do like Bowen. Kavish says, is bench boost or triple captain Isak better this week? Team is Sells, Raya, Munoz, Gvardiol, Livramento, Estupiñán, Konate, Sar, Murphy, Salah, Palmer, Marino, Isak, Mateta, Marmoush. I mean, that looks like a really good bench boost this week. Yeah, that looks like a good bench boost this week. Beezy says, start Saka or Savinho. I'd start Savinho there. I just think his minutes would be better. Carol, hi. What to do with Henderson and Munoz? Is it worth it to go for Sar and Eze for a hit? No, I would not be getting rid of Crystal Palace players to go for other Crystal Palace players. That seems like a very sideways move. You don't have Isak, only have Murphy. You don't trust Newcastle defence. I think your team is fine as it is. Like Henderson and Munoz, good picks. They both got 4 fixtures over the next 2 game weeks. Yeah. I mean, like, not having Isak isn't ideal, but if you can captain Mateta instead, I think you're in a good place. Anish says, should I submit out Gabriel this week or next? You're on bench boost 33. I mean, depends on what your team is looking like, but Gabriel is out for the rest of the season. So his price is only going to keep going down, and maybe you can get someone in this week that you will also play next week. Yeah, I would say just, yeah, get him out this week. If you have the free transfer, then go for it, I would say, Anish. Offside Footy, welcome back to the stream, mate. Morning to you too. You're glad you went Munoz ahead of Konate last week. Yeah, I'm dealing with that one, to be honest. Dealing with that one. I just didn't expect Liverpool to get spanked 3-2 against Fulham. I don't think anyone saw that coming. But Munoz, I probably should have just gone Munoz. You know, I thought I was trying to get fancy with it. What was I thinking? So then you say bench one for this game week: Milenkovic, Saliba, Gvardiol. So I would say Offside Footy, if you have a lot of Crystal Palace players, benching Gvardiol probably makes sense, just to get that upside of expecting your Crystal Palace attackers to score against City. That's what I would say. And then start Milenkovic and Saliba. To be honest, I would definitely be starting Milenkovic this week between those three. It's more of a decision between Saliba and Gvardiol. So then Shivam, you say, thanks for the advice. Keep up the good work. Thanks very much. Welcome back anytime. Jakalaz says, hi, would you bench Marmoush or Rodgers? Can only start one, thanks. I'd bench Rodgers, unfortunately. I don't think his minutes are... I mean, I know he's been an absolute machine all season, but I'd start Marmoush there. Kavish says, when could I triple captain then, please? Thanks, bro. I mean, I said in my video yesterday, I think some of the best times to triple captain are this week with Isak, next week with Saka or Marmoush, and then in 36 with a City attacker, whether that's Marmoush or Haaland. Nitin says, alternatives for Gabriel, thinking Saliba plus thinking Semenyo to Murphy, then bench boost. Oh, I really like those transfers. Yeah, Saliba and then Semenyo to Murphy looks solid. really solid. Rainy bench order between Saka, Saliba, Gvardiol. I would be benching. I'd definitely be benching Saka there. He would be third. Between Saliba and Gvardiol, I'd say Saliba would be the first, my favourite pick, because a lot of people have Crystal Palace attackers, and I don't really think. I mean, let's look at the clean sheet odds very quickly. So, Arsenal have 42% chance of a clean sheet. So, I don't know. Like, is Man City more likely to keep a clean sheet? Apparently not. 37.5 against 42. So yeah, maybe Saliba is more likely to keep a clean sheet, but at least you probably have those Crystal Palace attackers that you don't want to score against Gvardiol. So go for the upside and start Saliba there. So, but that's just for your bench order, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I just put maybe just put Saka at the top in case he comes on and scores. Sono Frambo says, who are you planning to use the triple captain on? I'm planning on using it next game week on Saka or Marmoush, but I will see how that is looking next game week after the mayhem we all expect this weekend with the Premier League as usual. So yeah, I don't know. I think if next week doesn't present an opportunity to wildcard, I'll wait till 36. Not ideal, but I just really like the look of the bench boost this game week. I just really like the look of it. Okay, let me go back to my team so you can see in all its glory. Okay. Going back through the questions, guys. So, who are you planning to use a triple captain on? Answered that. You have Varun. You have triple captain, bench boost, assistant manager, and free hit left. Any recommendations? Yeah, I would decide between bench boosting and triple captain this game week and next game week. So what your team looks best for in terms of how your bench is sorted. Game week 32 and 33. I would then use a free hit in 34 and assistant manager between 35 and 37. Pep for 35 and 36. And then 37 you can go for someone like Potter, but just wait and see how the table's looking at that point. Tristan Kiros, morning Gallagher, morning to you too. Nathan, great stream as usual. Thank you very much. Would you use a transfer on Gabriel to Bradley and start him over Disasi? Or play Disasi and hold for another week to see if Bradley starts? So I do think Chelsea have a higher chance of a clean sheet than Liverpool this game week, but yeah, I mean, I guess you're getting Bradley not just for this game week but for the next one too. So I do think it's a good move, to be fair, Nathan. Yeah, Bradley in. Juan Manuel Vasquez, hi again from Spain. Raya Areola, your whole team is here. Let's see it. 2 free transfers, bench boost. Yeah, I mean, if you're bench boosting this game week, maybe you want to get rid of like Larson. Maybe you want to get rid of, I don't know, Solanke. Otherwise, your team actually looks quite solid. Areola, not ideal. Bench boost next week could be better for this team, I would say. Have you considered that? Consider looking at a bench boost next week with this team, because Areola plays Southampton next week. You got a good team set up for either, but I would say look into it, because then you'll have 3 free transfers to get a nice bench boost. Alex, you say Alisson is back though, so Liverpool defence should improve. Let's hope so, because I've got 2 Liverpool defenders. Story of a song. Hello, I'm behind by 70 points in my mini league. Only triple captain and free hit left. That's not too bad. Triple captain Murphy or Isak. Yeah, listen, I mean, if you're 70 points behind, depends if the people ahead of you have triple captained already. Maybe look at that. Try to find if they've triple captained already. If they have, then go for Isak. If they haven't, then Murphy's a good option to try gain some rank. I do think Isak will outscore him though. Yasmin D. Hey Stephen, hello to you too. Would you go with Bradley or Neco Williams instead of Munoz? On wildcard. Wait, what? Yeah. Would you go with Bradley or Neco Williams instead of Munoz? No, I do think Munoz is a good pick. He is so much attack and upside compared to those guys. Both good picks though, Bradley and Neco Williams. Padachia says, should I keep Gordon, who I bought on wildcard, or just get Murphy instead? Keep up the good work. You know what? I want to do you justice by getting a proper answer to this question. I want to see what is Gordon's chances of starting. So let's go to here, the predicted lineup. And yeah, Gordon is 7% to start. I know it feels like an annoying move to have to make, but yeah, Gordon and Murphy. I'd say go for that. Good thinking. Sydney, remind people to like the stream. Thank you, Sydney. Yeah, I guess, yeah, guys, like the stream if you're enjoying it. I actually never asked for that, so yeah, go ahead and like the stream if you guys are enjoying, and keep firing in those questions. I'm going to do my best to answer all of these, so let me go through them now quickly. Nathan, what's in the brown smoothie? It's actually an iced coffee. No, not a brown smoothie. I don't know what you would put in a smoothie to make it brown. Nutella or something. But yeah, no, it's just an iced coffee this morning. So you say start one of Saka, Marino or Gvardiol, 4 at the back. I would actually start, it's between Marino and Gvardiol. Depending on how many Crystal Palace attackers you have, you may not want to play Gvardiol against them, so I would start Marino in that case. Kerps says Rodgers or Saka to start. I would start Rodgers there. Saeed says bench Saka or Mbumo. I'd bench Saka there. Cameron, morning. If you could only keep one, Raya or Marino, with the idea of assistant manager Arteta next week plus Saka. Yeah, I would. If you could only keep one, I would keep Raya. And I know Marino has that upside and he's a bit more of a differential pick, but that comes with its minutes concerns and whether he'll even be playing up top or in the 8 like he did last week. Kerps again, bench Saka or Rodgers. I would bench Saka there. Unfortunately, Saka's on the bench this week, guys, for me, in most teams. Nihar says, hey mate, I'm bench boosting this week. I have Martinez, Milenkovic, Konate and Elanga. I need a replacement for Elanga. My budget is 7 million. So my initial thought is hopefully you have a, Newcastle midfielder, whether that's Murphy or Barnes. And then, you know what you could go for is an Aston Villa midfielder this week. Or even another Crystal Palace attacker. So yeah, it's hard to say without the rest of your team, but I would say maybe an Aston Villa attacker to get in there, like Rashford. He's a nice high upside pick, and you can afford him with 7 million. Yeah, Rashford is coming to me in that one, I would say. Amin Mohammed says Gvardiol, Saliba, Wood, Mbumo, Saka, Robinson. Who do you think I should bench or play? I mean, you're gonna have to bench. I don't know how many. Maybe send that question in again and let me know how many you have to bench, because that would help things out. But in my order of preference, I would say I would want to start. Do we even know is Wood playing? I'd want to start probably Mbumo first, followed by Saliba, then Gvardiol, then Robinson, then Wood, then Saka. That's my order. Keith 1, Elanga out for Savinho, Marino, or a Villa mid. Yeah, I would say it's between Savinho and a Villa mid for me. I do like Savinho as a nice differential pick, actually. Yeah, so maybe that's one you could also consider, Nihar, is Savinho. That's a good one too. Yeah, between Savinho and a Villa mid, I would say between Savinho and Rashford. Just because, you never know, Rashford could play up top and he could be on penalties if Watkins isn't playing. So it's a nice little differential there. Okay. Tristan says Saliba, Konate, Konsa. 2 to start. Saliba, Konate, Konsa. I would start Saliba and Konate there. Yeah, because Konsa, honestly, I could see him getting rotated. Tristan. So yeah, start Saliba, Konate. Mohammed Mabrouk says, hi mate, should I bench boost with Martinez, Williams, Evanilson and Gvardiol? I think that's a fine bench boost. I don't think we should get too bogged down with trying to find the perfect team for bench boost, and that one, to be honest, looks good enough for one. So I'd say go for it. Anthony, free hit 33 is an option depending on how well the team is set up for 32-33. Newcastle players have a double in 32 and play in blank game week 34. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a position to free hit in 33, you're in a really, really good spot, is what I would say. Not a lot of people can get there. So yeah, if you can do that, go for it. That's a really nice pick because not a lot of people are doing it, so you'll get ahead of the curve with that one. Or hopefully you would anyways. Nabil, hey matey, what should one do with Gordon? I do think Gordon's a sell, unfortunately. Maybe a straight swap to Murphy is the play there. Offside footy, Munoz points in previous fixtures. City 7 points, Newcastle 11 points, Bournemouth 7 points. Looks like he is a must for 32 and 33. Yeah, I mean, a must is a... Yeah, honestly, Munoz, I'm so kicking myself in the foot that I didn't get Munoz on my wildcard last week. I was being a bit smart. So I've just got to live with that decision at this point. Yeah, I've made my bed and I'm sleeping in it. So yeah, Munoz obviously an amazing pick to have over the next 2 game weeks. Unfortunately, not on my team. Nordic. I'm Takur. Pray for my Isak triple captain. Got to make up 60 points. Well in, lad. Well in. Good for you. Hopefully you make up those points. To be honest, I'm hoping you don't, because I'm not triple captain Isak, and I do think, even though I have the captain on him, I think I won't want him to score, which is absolutely crazy to say. That's one thing I love about FPL. Those kind of the narrative with each captaincy and with the effective ownership. So yeah, I hope Isak doesn't absolutely smash it, even though he's my captain. Okay. Nordic Stillness. Thoughts on Foden to Asensio this week? Just unsure about both their minutes in double game week 33. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's 1 minute's risk to another. I would keep Foden in that case. Juan Manuel Vasquez. Thank you very much for advice. I will be back next week. Have a nice day. Thanks for coming. Really good to have you. Okay. ATL's AM. WGM. I think you mean Morgan Gibbs White or Bruno. I would say Morgan Gibbs White, actually, to be fair. I quite like him as a pick. Hadley Walton. Start Raya or Martinez. I'd start Martinez. Then Bradley or Kiwior. I would probably start Bradley. Yeah. Lewis Coleman. Is assistant manager worth it this week? Yeah, I actually do think assistant manager is a good option this week, Lewis or Louis. Yeah, I think put it on, slap it on Glasner, and he's got back-to-back doubles. Nice option there. Gustav Asterberg says, hey mate, would you transfer out Saka for someone like Asensio this week to get max value out of a bench boost this week, because Saka will probably not start this week? Yeah, I actually do think that's a good move. Asensio is a nice pick. He is a nice pick. Could also go for Rashford if you really want a Villa mid, or someone like Savinho too, just to throw you a few more options. But yeah, I do like that move, getting Saka out. Ideally you wouldn't, but if you're bench boosting, it makes sense, to be fair. Yasmin, I'm getting Glasner as my assistant manager, so need to sell either Sarr or Munoz though. Thinking either Sarr to Asensio, Savinho, or Munoz to Bradley, Nico Williams, Cucurella. Leaning towards selling Munoz. Yeah, what do you think? I actually think you're leaning in the right direction. I wouldn't want to sell Sarr. I'd be happier to sell Munoz. I wouldn't want to sell either of them, to be honest, but if I had to, then it would be Munoz, and I do like Munoz to Bradley as a pick. Yeah. Fahad says, hey Gallagher, why don't you switch one of Virgil or Kanate for Munoz for the double game weeks, and in general a good asset? Yeah, listen, really good asset Munoz is, but I do also think Liverpool, they're just the best defence in the league. Alisson's back in the team. I do believe that they'll keep more clean sheets over the next 2 game weeks and get more points than Munoz over the next 2, which is why I picked them. Famous last words. I just need to hope and pray that Munoz does not get an attack and return, and especially that he doesn't get a clean sheet and an attack and return, because then I'll really be in the mud. So I have to do something different with my team. I don't want to be too template is the thing, because I need to gain rank. So if I get Munoz, everyone already has him. I'm banking against him not doing too well. Let's see if it pays off. Varfiel says, bench 1, Rodgers, Milenkovic, Gvardiol. Unfortunately, I'd bench probably Rodgers there. I don't think he gets many minutes this game week. Not that I have any insider information there. I just don't think he will. Hi, Steve. I'm 11k in the world. Really good rank. What is it? Critica. Really good rank. You have a dilemma. Best Arsenal triple up on Wildcard, considering double game week next week. Kiwior, Raya, Marino this week, or Kiwior, Marino, and get Saka for Palmer next week. I actually do think the second option is my preferred, to get Saka in next week, because he's such a good pick for 33. With that double, he's a genuine captaincy or a triple captaincy shout. Yeah, I would say the second option is the one to go for. Zams Nasser says, start Rashford or Saka, or go for another defender. I'd start Rashford there. Yeah, I'd start Rashford and have to bench Saka, unfortunately. Stuart McCauley says, assistant manager in 33 or 36. To be honest, I quite like assistant manager on Glasner this week, but I know that means selling Crystal Palace players for a lot of people. So if that doesn't tickle you, then I would say assistant manager in 35 on Pep. So you have him for 35, his double in 36 against Southampton and Bournemouth, and then you can put it on a table bonus manager for 37. Amis says, start 2, Gvardiol, Milenkovic and Saliba. I'd start Milenkovic for sure. Between Gvardiol and Saliba, I would probably start Saliba if you have like Crystal Palace attackers coming up against Gvardiol and you don't want them playing against each other. Varfel, start Raya or Sells? I'd start Sells there, actually, to be fair. I think they have a better... I mean, like, let's actually look. That's an interesting one. Who has a higher clean sheet odds? Arsenal or Nottingham Forest? It's very similar. It's very close. What does Rob T say? Arsenal, 36% chance. Nottingham Forest, 38% chance. I have to agree with him here. I know the two models say different things, but I would have to agree with... yeah, I'd want to start Sells, to be honest. I'd probably want to start Sells there. Naz says... Isak triple captain this week or Saka triple captain next week? I would honestly, if I wasn't bench boosting, I'd be triple captain in Isak this game week for sure. Matt Tevs says Malin or Watkins. I'd go for Watkins, I'd say. Stian Nygaard, Saka or Palmer for next rounds as well. I mean, like, I would stick with Palmer if I had him, and then I think a lot of people will go Palmer to Saka next game week, is what I would say. You just know Palmer's going to play. We don't know Saka is. Mohammed Mabrouk, what is your hair routine? I envy you. I just put water in it in the morning. Ahmed Taha, great channel, great content. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Konate or Saliba to play? I would say I would start Konate. I think they have a higher chance of a clean sheet. Then you say, Nihar, hi again, hello to you. I have Ryan Martinez. Okay, here's your full team. You'd shortlist between Asensio, Marino, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Savinho. Yeah, for some reason I really like the Savinho pick. I have to say, between all those, I really like the Savinho pick. Matev's Biber says, Malin or Watkins, your thoughts on Gimaresh? Yeah, Watkins for sure. Gimaresh, I don't think he plays high enough up the pitch. So, yeah, he's not really an interesting option for me, but a great player. Great player. Tristan says, why do you have Gvardiol instead of Konate? Well, I'm bench boosting, so it actually, I'm just, my bench doesn't really matter, but this is probably how I would line up. Maybe I think I originally actually had Konate ahead of Gvardiol if I wasn't bench boosting, but I am, so that the order doesn't really matter. Okay. Heard Estupinian might play centre back, mate. Baleba left back, FPL MFS, MFZ. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting news. I'm not sure where you heard that. That obviously makes me a little bit concerned. Yeah, maybe let me know where you heard that, because that obviously will. I'm not sure how much it'll change things for me, but it's just good to know, isn't it? VT Olasupo says, I have vice captain and triple captain. What should? Oh, you've triple captain and triple captain? Yeah, I'm not sure what you meant. Triple captain Isak. That's my answer. Matev's Biber, Watkins or Malin? Yeah, I've said Watkins 3 times there. Naz says Sells, Raya. Okay, that's your full team. You have 2 free transfers if you roll this week. Triple captain Isak this week or Saka next week. Bench boost left as well. Yeah, I mean, depending on how your team is looking, I think your team is looking better for bench boost next week with Saka in that and Marino in that. Yeah, I would triple captain Isak this week and bench boost next week is what I would go for. Okay, VT, I'm just seeing your reply now. So you have wildcard and triple captain. It's hard to say without knowing your team, but I do think you should probably wildcard, just because there is other times to triple captain, but there's only so much time left in the season to make use of the wildcard, and I do think now is a good time. I have a wildcard draft in my most recent video, VT, so if you want to go and check that out, you can copy my wildcard draft. Hopefully you can afford it, but I do a whole analysis of why I pick each player, so if you want to go watch that very quickly, the section itself is probably 2 or 3 minutes, and you have 30 minutes until the deadline, so that's what I would do. João Freitas says, hello Gallagher. Hello to you too. Saka or Rodgers? Thank you. Yeah, unfortunately I'd be benching Saka this game week. Just don't think he'll play, and Rodgers has Southampton. Now, whether Rodgers plays the full game or not, we also don't know, but I'd start Rodgers there. Gita says, hi, Gvardiol or Timber, one to start? Yeah, I'd probably be starting Gvardiol, but if you have like triple Palace attack, then I'd want to not have, a defender playing against them. So I'd go for Timber in that case. Depends on that. Okay. Now, Terry McLarney. Hey Terry, how's it going, man? Worth a punt on Enzo starting versus Ipswich over Marmoush versus Crystal Palace. I just think Marmoush playing up top against Palace is a better play, to be honest. I do like the thought process with a nice punt on Enzo, but I just think Marmoush will outscore him. Mr. Happy, triple captain Isak. Yeah, I mean, I'm not able to do it this week, but it's a great shout. Cam says, hi, is Foden out? Need to play one of him, Saka, Konsa, or sell Gabriel on bench boost next week. I mean, let's look at Foden's predicted minutes very quickly. We can see that Foden only has a 29% chance of starting, according to, the predictors here. So, not a great, I wouldn't be too confident in him starting. So, you need to play one of Foden, Saka, Konsa, or sell Gabriel on bench boost next week. Yeah, I mean, between those three, I'd probably still start Foden and just hope that he starts, is what I would do, Cam. Tristan Kiros, start Gvardiol or Rodgers? I'd probably start Rodgers there. Kritika, thanks for answering, Steve. No problem at all. Sorry for having trouble pronouncing my name. Haha. All the best for this week. Yeah, no, that's my bad. You shouldn't be apologizing for that. I apologize. I hope you're enjoying the stream though. João Freitas, I rephrase what I said. Saka, Rodgers, or Saka. Said Saka twice. I'd go Rodgers there. Yasmin says, is Mateta worth the captaincy shout? He definitely is. On my captaincy poll in my video, I said Mateta's my second favorite captain. Crabman, looks like you're like a member of the channel. That's great. Welcome to the channel. Crabman, are you bench boosting? I am indeed. So yeah, I think this team looks set up for a bench boost. So I'm happy enough to pop the chip. And listen, I won't be able to triple captain the Isak, but I'm happy with the bench boost. Okay, flying through these questions. Mr. B, Kirkez or Robinson, they play each other, or start both and bench Gvardiol. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably start Gvardiol over both of them. Between Robinson and Kirkez, let me have a quick look for you. Let me have a quick look at the clean sheet odds. So Robinson has 17%, Bournemouth 28%. I'd start Kirkez. He's got the home fixture at the end of the day. Okay, Ascend, start Marino or Saka? I'd start Marino there, just more minutes I would say. Ahmed Mohamed, Konsa or Nottingham Forest defender? Yeah, I mean, I actually do think probably a Nottingham Forest defender against Everton at home. But both are great options. Like, Konsa plays Southampton. I'm just not sure he'll play the full match. Batter AA, Isak triple captain. Yeah, great shout. I don't have the option of doing that, unfortunately, as I'm bench boosting this game week. But I would have loved to. Wing Chun Beograd said, this game week has no dilemma. Triple captain on Isak, just to say hi. Well, welcome into the stream. Glad you popped your head in. Good luck with triple captain Isak. Shika says, hello sir. If I'm bench boosting, should I take a points hit to get Saka out or hold on? Who would you go for instead? Already maxed out on Crystal Palace and Newcastle. Well, Shika, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so you're bench boosting. Should you take a points hit to get Saka out or hold on? I actually think this is a dilemma a lot of people are in this week. So it's a tricky one. My answer is that I do think, depending on how many free transfers you have, but yeah, I would get Saka out. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where I just don't think he'll play. But are you going to get him straight back in next week? This is the issue. But I do think there's higher upside with getting him out and going for someone who you think will do well, who will do better over the next 2 game weeks. Someone like Savinho or an Aston Villa midfielder like Asensio or Rashford could be the play. But thanks for popping your head into the stream. Yasmin says, why not start Verbruggen over Raya? Isn't there a big chance of a clean sheet against Leicester? Yeah, there is, but I'm bench boosting, so it really doesn't matter. Both players are playing for me. But I would have started Verbruggen, you're right. I would have. You know what, just to make you happy. let me do that for you. There we go. Okay. Now back to your guys' questions. Bison says, what do you think about risking starting Rodgers instead of Gvardiol? I don't trust City clean sheet. Yeah, I think you're right not to trust that. Especially if you have a few Crystal Palace players, then starting Rodgers makes sense over Gvardiol there. Offside footy, another question. Here we go. So here we go. Nottingham Forest have kept a clean sheet in the last 4 outings at the City Ground. Nice. Nottingham Forest have won 12 of the last 13 Premier League games against teams starting the day in the bottom half of the table, including the 9 in a row. That is a great stat. I love it when you come in with these stats, honestly. Keep it up. Those are brilliant. Great information, honestly. Really good information. I hope you guys all listen in. Naz says, thank you. I think you're one of a few rare FPL creators that replies to everyone in the chat. Much appreciated, and keep up the great content. Listen, I mean, that's what I'm here for. What else would I be doing, you know? I've already spent all my time looking at my team, so I might as well help you guys out with yours. Happy to help. Stephen Senna says, thank you for your content. Thank you for watching. Love from Australia. Nice one. I have a few cousins living over there, as a lot of Irish people do. Would you do Gordon to Murphy? Actually would. Unfortunately, I know it's unfortunate. It feels like a straight swap, but Gordon to Murphy is the play. Ahad says, good morning. Saka or Hudson-Odoi? I'd start Hudson-Odoi there. I'm honestly benching Saka no matter what, so I just don't think he'll get good minutes. João Freitas, thank you so much, Gallagher. I wish you an awesome weekend. Thanks very much. Really appreciate you coming in. Batter says, Raya or Martinez? I'd start Martinez with that game against Southampton. Chaotic. Would you do Foden to Asensio? I actually would, to be honest. I actually do like that move. Yeah, Foden to Asensio. I like it. A2 Chavossi, would you bench boost this? Verbruggen, Consa, Marino, Gvardiol. Yeah, I actually would bench boost that. That's a really nice bench boost. All home fixtures, solid, really solid. Coutinho 10, bro, should I triple captain Isak this double game week? I think you should. I think it's one of the best. I think it's probably the best opportunity to triple captain for the rest of the season. Yeah, triple captain in this game week. Cam, cheers for the help, mate. No problem at all. Welcome back anytime. DRHS83, hi, hello to you too. You also have Marino, but not bench boosting. Should I start Marino, Konate, or Gvardiol? I'd start Marino over Gvardiol there. I just don't think... I think if you have... I keep saying this. If you have Crystal Palace attackers, you don't want them coming up against your Man City defender. So yeah, I'd start Marino there. Okay, João Freitas, going back to your question. You said... sorry, Tristan, that's it for me. Good luck. Thanks for the stream. No problem at all. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for firing a few questions as well. Good to see you. João Freitas, oh no, sorry. I meant Saka, Rodgers, or Gvardiol to start. Sorry, let me just go back up to your question. So Saka, Rodgers, or Gvardiol. To start, I would say Rodgers is my favourite, followed by Gvardiol, and then Saka. That would be my order of preference. Yasmin, and would you play Marmoush or Rodgers? I'd start Marmoush there. Yeah, really like Marmoush this week. Chaotic, would you go Foden to Asensio? Yeah, I think I answered that. I would. AWB Fanatic, who should I sell for Virgil? I wouldn't be selling Virgil, to be honest. I really like him as a pick this week and for the next few weeks. El Santo Rojo, hi, what do you think of Munoz to Milenkovic to free a Crystal Palace spot, Potter to Glasner? I actually really like it. I actually do really like it. Yeah, I think Munoz is the one to go if you're freeing up a Crystal Palace spot. So yeah, I really like that thinking there. Go for it. Vibav, be rude. Hey, Saliba or Gvardiol, have 3 Crystal Palace, also Saka or Rodgers. Yeah, if you have 3 Crystal Palace, I'd want to start Saliba just so I don't have my players playing against each other. Between Saka and Rodgers, I'd start Rodgers. Yasmin, haha, thanks. Now I feel better about playing Verbruggen. Okay, good. Yeah, I do think he's the better option to start this week, so I changed it for you there. Max Eunice, to start Rodgers or Marmoush? I'd start Marmoush there. Jackalaz says, this is my favourite FPL channel now. Thanks for all the insight and answering our questions. Anytime. I love hopping on these streams and doing this, to be honest. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Claire Doherty says, start one, Saliba, Saka or Rodgers. I'd be starting Rodgers there. And then between Saka and Saliba, I like Saliba. This game week, I just don't think Saka will get the minutes. But Vibav says, triple captain Isak now or triple captain Marmoush / Haaland or Wood in 36, as I think one of them will definitely double. To be honest, I would just go for Isak now. I think he's got the 2 home fixtures. It's got to be Isak for me. With all the uncertainty around 36, I think just nail on Isak this week. Emil Borgvist, sorry if I butchered that. Buy Asensio and sell Foden, then starting Asensio over Saka. or should I wait until 33 to bring in a Villa midfielder? Greetings from Sweden. Yeah, I actually think your thinking there is spot on. I would go for Asensio and start him over Saka. Foden to Asensio, start him over Saka. Go for it. Love that move. A2 Chavosi, do you think Consa and Marino start? So I don't want to put, I don't want to say anything that I don't truly believe in here. So let's see. Marino has a 57% chance of starting, which I don't love. I don't love because I have him in my team. And then who is the other player that you wanted to discuss? Consa. Let's have a quick look at Consa's chance of starting. Do we have that? Aston Villa, here we go. Yeah, Consa has also a 54% chance of starting. That is not high at all. That is not great, guys. Yeah, so honestly, it's a 50-50. To answer your question, I don't know. I wish I had all the insider information in the world. Unfortunately, I don't. So I don't know where they start. Yeah, that is my unfortunate answer. So Patrick says, Burn or Livramento. I like Livramento. He got the assist last week and he looked really attacking. I'd go Livramento. Sports Express, Milenkovic or 8 Nuri to start? Milenkovic for me. I do think that's a clean sheet for Forest all day against Everton at home. Peter Loughran says, can afford Robertson or Konate? Which do you prefer? I do actually prefer Konate just because I think his minutes are more secure and it gives you a bit of flexibility with the budget because he is cheaper than Robertson. So in the future, having that bit of spare cash could help you out. Rojit says, which are you activating? Any chips? Yeah, I'm activating my my bench boost. My bench boost this game week. 3 Ronan says, should I bench Saka, have Milenkovic, Konsa and Elanga on the bench? I would bench Saka. Yeah, I would actually bench him for probably Milenkovic or Elanga is what I'm thinking. Like Konsa is also on the bench for me there. But yeah, I would start Milenkovic over Saka. João Freitas, wow, now I'm in doubt. I thought that Gvardiol for secured minutes would do better. Do you think Rodgers will have secured minutes? Yeah, I mean, another one that I really... It's so hard to tell. Like, if we look at this, Rodgers only has a 38% chance of starting. Like, that is not good enough for a lot of people. So yeah, I'm not too confident in a Rodgers start, to be fair. So yeah, maybe Gvardiol is the one to go for there. Yeah, but I just think that upside with Rodgers against Southampton could be there. And I don't think he'll come on if he doesn't start. Alvin says, Bruno Fernandes or Pedro Neto. Start one, bench one. I'd start... Depends if you have Newcastle defenders. You don't want Bruno coming up against them. Yeah, honestly, I'd start Bruno. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Obviously, Neto plays against Ipswich, which is a great fixture, but Bruno is just that guy for Man United. If they're going to score, he's going to have some involvement. Salah says, well, welcome Mo Salah to the chat. Did you use triple captain? I haven't used it yet. I'm saving it for next game week or 36. Rojit says, should I triple captain Isak? I think he should. I would love to if I could. Chad Scott says, start one, Saka, Nwaneri, Konsa. If we know Konsa starts, that's the difficulty. 4 at the back seems to be the way this week. Yeah, I think a lot of 4 at the backs this week, to be fair, Chad. Between starting Saka, Nwaneri and Konsa, I really like Nwaneri. I think he'll start over Saka all day this week. Yeah. Vibad says, thanks man, really need this validation on last minute dilemma, good luck. Thanks so much for popping in, good luck to you too. Juan Manuel Vasquez, sorry, no, don't say sorry. Hi again, hello, welcome back. 2 starts from Larson, Solanke, Gvardiol, thanks a lot. So I would start, I'd start Gvardiol and then very quickly on those fixtures for Spurs and for Wolves. I mean, I would almost back Solanke to score. Yeah. Even though he's playing away to Wolves, yeah, I'd start Solanke over Larson. Okay. Alvin Litness, Bruno Fernandes. Oh, I think I answered that already. I'd start Bruno. Rogi, any hot news? Will Savinho start Saka or Savinho? I mean, let's have a quick look. We'll take a little detour and check if there is any team leaks now. So, there you have it. Savinho starts. Oh, he's don't listen to this guy. In my FPL team, he has no insider news. I don't think he's got any insider news there. You know who's quite good for insider news? I mean, like, Let's go for FPL team leaks. I mean, nothing massive. We don't see any. We don't have anything confirmed so far. I think this guy is quite reliable for Man City team news, but he doesn't seem to have any information yet. This guy as well is quite good for his little. He gets team news every now and then. No, I don't see anything, guys. Nothing yet, but I will come back because we still have little less than 15 minutes. So I'll do my best to answer all your questions and then check out the team news and then discuss my team as well, because I am playing with the thought of getting rid of Merino, to be honest. In fact, before I let me add a little poll for you guys, okay? So to help me with my team, I need a bit of help. So I'll see what you guys think. Bench boost. So I'm bench boost this game week. Sell Merino. For who would I get? I'd probably get Savinho, or I could actually get Eze. Do I get Eze in? Fuck, that could actually be the play, couldn't it? Do I want to get rid of Merino is the thing. It's like he doubles next week and it looks so good. Nah, I would go Eze, wouldn't I? Okay, let's see. Okay, let me fire through more of these questions while you guys answer that poll. Okay, Ayo Di Meji says Gvardiol or Konsa. I'd start Gvardiol there. Better minutes security, I would say. Faudui says who to start, Williams, Saliba, or Savio. I would start Savio there. Yeah, I like Savio. Brucey the Shark. Welcome, Brucey the Shark. Should I transfer Semenyo for Eze? Yes, I think you should. I do think you should. Offside Footy F1. Do you think Salah contract extension haul incoming? I think so, yes. Indefinitely so. I think Salah will come in with a bang after signing that contract. Alternatively, the other narrative would be foot is off the pedal now for Salah, but I don't think that's the case. I think he's going for records this season. Yeah, I think this will only help him. Anthony Cooney, start Foden or Rodgers? I would start Rodgers there. Yeah. Diz TM, hey bro, would you start Saka or Rodgers? I'd start Rodgers over Saka there. Gonçalo Pereira, hey mate, start Saka or Konsa? I'd probably start Saka there, actually, to be fair. Both of them are minutes risks, so Saka for me. Ayodimeji says Saka versus Elanga. Oh, I'd start Elanga there. Yeah. João Freitas, thank you once again. You're a machine. Thank you very much for coming along. Cheers for coming into the stream. Giovanni De Benedetti says Gvardiol or Neco Williams. I like Neco Williams, to be honest. And you probably have some Crystal Palace attackers coming up against Gvardiol. Neco Williams with that clean sheet potential against Everton at home. I like that. Brucey the Shark says, should I transfer Semenyo for Eze? I feel like I want to hold my one transfer for next week. I have 3 Newcastle and 2 Palace players already. Assistant manager on how. I still think that Semenyo to Eze move is solid though. I do think so. Sanjay Patel, I have a great team except Saka, Marino, Savino. I mean, Savino is a great pick, to be honest. He's fine. And Marino too. Saka is, unfortunate. But let me read the rest of your message. You say, Murphy blocked by 2 Newcastle defenders. Only 1 free transfer. Was thinking bench boost. Worth -8 to swap 3 mids for Eze, Palmer and Villa player. I do think you should keep Savino. I don't think you need to do a -8. Maybe a -4. Saka to Eze and Marino to Palmer. Or a Villa player. That could be good, Sanjay. Richard Leyland says, start Marmoush or João Pedro? Marmoush all day. Roger, thank you, man. Thanks for your words. No problem at all. Welcome back anytime. Zidita Chukwueke says, bench boost 32, Verbruggen, Saka, Marino, Gvardiol, or bench boost 33, Verbruggen, Burn, Isak, Milenkovic, and triple captain 32, Isak. I do like the bench boost 33 there, to be fair. I do prefer it, I've got to say. And triple captain 32, Isak, I'd say go for that, Zidita. Sohail says, keep Marino. Marino does well at home. See, I like you because you always come in with a bit of a... You don't just give your opinion, you give the reasoning behind it too. And I do like that. To be honest, I'm agreeing with you guys. I see the poll is also saying, agreeing with you, Sohail. No is the answer to sell Marino for Eze. Yeah, I mean, it was only a flash in the pan thought, but it is one thing that was playing on my mind, just with the potential that Marino doesn't play up top or doesn't play at all this game week, because his minutes, you know, according to the projected lineups, his minutes aren't too secure. 57% chance of starting, but to be honest, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Okay, Peter Loughran says, start one of Mbumo, Timber, Hoyson, and Dango. Yeah, I like Mbumo, to be honest. He's so consistent, and not a lot of people actually are starting him or have him in their teams anymore. So he's actually a bit of a differential now. Uzi Ozzy says, yo bro, should I use my wildcard this game week, and when should I use bench boost then? Actually, you know what I would do, Uzi, is I would wildcard this game week with a bench boost 33 in mind. And in fact, my most recent video, I built a wildcard for exactly that. So you have about little more than 7 minutes, let's say 7 minutes to figure out a wildcard team. I would say just go copy the one I put in my video. And if you really want to, you have 7 minutes. The section's only about 3 minutes long anyways. So go and watch it, because I kind of discuss each pick and why I picked all of them. And then you can bench boost in 33 with that team. So go check that video out. I just posted it yesterday. Brucey the Shark, transfer Marino for Aston Villa Asensio. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Asensio, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I'm going to keep Marino, but I do think selling him is definitely an option. FBK, hi, should I start Gvardiol or Saliba? I like Saliba. Meme Lands, Crystal Palace back-to-back double game weeks. You think their game minute might get affected? Yes, I do. I really do. But we'll see by how much. They can't play, and no one can play 120 minutes for 2 game weeks in a row. It's so much, you know, on the body. I just don't think that's possible without getting an injury. Karthik says, hey bro, hello to you too. Thank you for your content. Triple Captain Isak. Yeah. Go for it. I really like it this game week. Morgan Jones, start Saliba over Saka or Rodgers. Yeah, I would. To be fair, I would. Ayo Dimeji, Triple Cap Isak or Mateta, or best to save this week. I'd go for Isak this week. Really like him on Triple Captain this week. Majek says, bench one Marmoush, Watkins, Eze. I'd actually bench... Oh, that's a really tough one. That is probably the toughest one I've had all week. All stream. Yeah, I would say between Marmoush, Watkins, Eze, it's between Marmoush and Watkins to bench. I wouldn't be benching Eze this week with his double. Yeah, you've got to bench Marmoush, unfortunately. Watkins plays Southampton. You've got to bench Marmoush there, unfortunately, yeah. Lisa says, hi, who to bench? Saliba, Milenkovic or Gvardiol? I mean, I'd be starting Milenkovic. Between Saliba and Gvardiol, I'd probably bench Gvardiol, especially if you have a few Crystal Palace attackers coming up against him. FPL Eric, hi, great stream. Thanks. Hope you're enjoying it. In a striker pick, got 3 Crystal Palace. So I cannot go for Mateta. I got Marmoush and Isak. Any suggestions? Okay, for your third striker, really interesting. Ivanilson's a good pick. Also, a cheeky Danny Welbeck punt could be nice. SC, I've ended up selling Foden for Murphy and activating my assistant manager chip. Can't miss out on the double game week points for the assistant manager. Listen, I think that's... I know it sounds volatile, but that's a great move, in my opinion. Because Foden wasn't going to play, Murphy in, and then getting the assistant manager activated. That's a great move. Looking forward to it. You're definitely going to be having a green arrow this game week, I would say. Peter Loughran, thanks for the help, bro. Keep up the good work. Thanks for coming into the stream. I'm glad you enjoyed. Okay, offside footy. Keep Marino. Okay, Arsenal go into semis. We'll make Arteta to start Marino more as a striker. He does dirty work at midfield as well as compared to Trossard. Yes, I do think Marino will play. It's just whether he plays up top for me. I really want him to be in that striker role. But yeah, I do think I'm leaning more towards I'm leaning more towards keeping Marino, as I always was this week. I just had those thoughts. Should I get in Eze? But yeah, happy to hold on to Marino, to be fair. Okay. Brucey the Shark, I'm loving your streams and videos, man. Thanks for all your help. No problem at all. Thanks for coming in. guys, if you've been enjoying, then it would do me the world of good if you haven't subscribed already. I am aiming for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season, which would just be an absolute crazy start to my FPL YouTube channel. Like 5,000 subscribers in the first season would be insane. So yeah, drop a subscribe if you haven't already, and like this stream if you're enjoying it. It really helps me. You know, this isn't my full-time job, so if I can get as many interactions with the video, it'll help me out so much to keep making this kind of content for you guys. So yeah, I really appreciate it if you guys were to drop a like and subscribe. That would mean the world. And let me get back to your questions. Enough about me. Okay, Adam, hi. I have Gordon and one free transfer. Should I transfer to Murphy? Yeah, I actually do think you should. Gordon and Murphy, I know it feels like a sideways move, but it's one of those you just got to bite the bullet and go for it, because I don't think Gordon will start and Murphy's in great form. Karthik, hey bro, thank you for your content. Triple Captain Isak. Yeah, I answered this already. Triple Captain Isak for sure. Richard Leyland, bench Marmoush or João Pedro? I'd be benching João Pedro all day there. Ravinda says, Munoz, Nico Williams, Gvardiol, Kiwior, who to bench? I wouldn't be benching Munoz. I wouldn't want to bench Nico Williams either. Between Gvardiol and Kiwior, I would actually start Kiwior, depending on how many Crystal Palace attackers you have and you don't want Gvardiol to come up against them. So unfortunately, I'd be benching Gvardiol there. But if you don't have many Crystal Palace attackers, I'd be happy to start Gvardiol over Kiwior. Majeg says, thanks. Thank you for coming in. Andrew O'Brien, bench boost for Saka, Marino, Raya and Ruben, or hold a week. To be honest, I would hold a week if I were you, just because Saka may not play, Marino, he may not play as well. I think you just gotta wait one more week, unfortunately, Andrew. Ziv says, help start 2, Raya, Ederson, and Konsa, Saliba, Diaz. Between Raya and Ederson, I'd be starting Raya. Between Konsa, Saliba, and Diaz, I'd be starting Saliba. Yeah. Hayden Lau, Bruno or Saka? Has to be Bruno. Has to be Bruno for me, Hayden. Martin Gvama says, bench Marmoush or Pedro? I'd be benching João Pedro there, starting Marmoush. Start Bruno or Marmoush, says British MotoGP League. I would start Marmoush there, to be honest. Yeah, unfortunately, I'd be benching Bruno. Shika Yadav, who's your eye on triple captain later on? I would say it's really on Saka next game week in 33. Depends on his fitness and how likely he is to start. Also on Marmoush in 36, with that Southampton and Bournemouth double fixture for City in the possible realm of fixtures, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Thanks for asking, though. SC, how did doing the presentation go last week? Oh, I really appreciate you asking that. Yeah, it went really well. I mean, I actually love doing that sort of stuff. Maybe it's because I'm so used to it with like filming videos, but when I get in front of like a crowd and start chatting away about, I mean, I was just discussing football analytics, which is actually what I do as my full-time job. But before I keep harping on, guys, lock in your teams because it is 1 minute to deadline. So make sure you get those teams locked in. Make sure you get those teams locked in, guys. You want to make sure you do. That's my final warning. Final warning. Last few questions. Let me try answer. Do you think Solanke starts? I'm not sure. Bench Marmoush or Rodgers? I'd bench Rodgers there. Start Marmoush. Mr. Happy, bench boost Raya, Milenkovic, Marino, Kanate, or triple captain Isak? Yeah, I mean, I would probably bench boost that. I quite like it, actually. Ziv, start 2. I think I answered you. Harry says, what are your thoughts on triple captain Isak this week? I love it. I really love it. Go for it, Harry. Okay, Nishal says, about Foden, Saka, and Rodgers. Bench 1, start 2. Who will they be? I'd be starting Rodgers there. I'd be starting Rodgers, benching Foden and Saka, which is crazy. I'd definitely be benching Saka. It's between Rodgers and Foden. And I like Rodgers better this week. Okay, guys, that is it. I hope I answered your question in time, Nishal. I said to start Rodgers. I saw you spammed it a few times, so I really hope that you locked that in. If not, let me know. Let me know. Hopefully, to be honest, I hope you either started Rodgers or Foden, because I don't think Saka will play much. So let me know which one you went for. Hopefully I got it to you in time. But yeah, that is the deadline over, guys. Let me take a quick little screenshot of my team so I can post it on X for everyone to laugh at or whatever they want to do. Because once I reload this page, it is not going to be available. But yeah, there we go, guys. We're locked in. SC, glad the presentation went well, mate. Appreciate it. I really appreciate you asking that. That's nice of you. Adam, thank you. Good luck. No problem at all, Adam. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Really glad you guys enjoyed the stream. So now it's time to just chill out. Nishal, I start Saka and Foden, Rodgers in bench. Okay. Well, listen, mate, that's fine because if you just got to hope that Saka doesn't play any minutes. And to be honest, if you see Saka coming on, are you really going to be that disappointed? Like, he could come on and just absolutely bang it and get a goal like he did against Fulham when he returned from injury. So, listen, not the end of the world. Let's see how it goes for you. Offside footy. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to you too, mate. Glad for coming to the stream as always. SC, cheers for the help. Good luck all. Yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone, with the weekend. Terry McLarney, cheers, mate. Love the channel. Really appreciate it, Terry. Guys, if you enjoyed the stream, it would mean the world if you could subscribe and maybe drop a like on the video. It helps a million, to be honest. Like I said, this isn't my full-time job, so if I could get any sort of way to to keep me going, you know, that obviously helps a lot. So yeah, really appreciate it, guys. Drop a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. Join the community as well. I saw a few people in here who are like members of the channel, and I know that sounds like a silly thing to do, and I'm not going to suggest anyone has to do that by any means, but you do get the videos a couple hours earlier than everyone else, and you get priority reply to all your comments on all my videos. So I basically see all your comments on the streams and on my videos. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, go for it. Become a member of the channel. But yeah, guys, really, thanks for coming in. And I hope everyone has a good game week. I'm going to stick around, to be honest, and answer a few more of your questions. Let me see what everyone else says. Fahad says, we have very similar teams. Hope the best for us. Me and you, Fahad, hand in hand. Let's go. Let's go. Excuse me, my voice is going now after talking for an hour. Gonçalo Pacheco says, I have a doubt to bench boost, but I think the bench was too strong. I have your bench, but Milenkovic instead of a Stupinian. Oh, I'm jealous. I wish I had Milenkovic instead of a Stupinian. I really should have gone for that. But is what it is. I just didn't expect Van Heck to get sent off, and that kind of ruined the likelihood of a Brighton clean sheet. But is what it is. Good luck this game week, Gonçalo. Sohail, good luck, mate. Keep up with the videos. Very informative. Thanks so much for coming in. Oh, there he is, Owen Collins. Howdy, good man yourself. Good morning, I mean. GM, I was like, oh, good man. Thanks for coming in, lad. Yeah, thanks, guys. Good luck to everyone. Offside foot, you said sell Palmer to Saka before midnight, by the way. Saka to rise. Oh, this is some good info. You always come in with a little bit of with a little nugget of info. I love that. You came in with the Nottingham Forest stats as well, which is nothing, like I've not heard anyone say that this week. So you obviously went and did that yourself, which is crazy. So fair play to you. Ahmed Taha, cheers, mate. Good luck. Good luck to you too. Nishal, I have assistant manager on Eddie Howe, so wish that will go well. Yeah, fucking flying. If you have your assistant manager chip, that's hopefully a big green arrow for you this week. So good luck there. Yeah. Hopefully that goes well for you. Yeah, I do think it will. I mean, look, Newcastle with 2 home fixtures. You gotta love it. That's a great time to assistant manager. Yeah, this is the kind of info we need, offside footy. Selling Palmer to Saka before midnight. Like, it is... Is it something that I'm likely going to do? I'm a huge advocate of just waiting until the last minute. Like, especially because Saka plays Champions League midweek. He's going to be... Like, what if they play 120 minutes and he's, you know, Real Madrid come back 3-0 and then he has to play 120 minutes of football? That is tough before having 2 games in the next week. Like, that is just insane. So for me, I'm definitely going to wait on that kind of thing. I'm a huge advocate for delaying transfers until the last moment. I basically do all my transfers the morning of the deadline, if not an hour before the deadline. Sometimes I leave it pretty late and do it a couple minutes before, but that's mainly because of indecision rather than that was my actual plan to do that. But especially at this point in the season, I always feel like having less money in the bank is better than... I would prefer to have more information on who's starting injury news rather than save, you know, a few quid on price rises. Like, realistically, if I look at my team, right, I've got... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. But let me just okay, now that the page is gone, let me post about my team real quick, and you guys can see me do this. So I'm gonna post my team. This is the template that I usually that's my final. Yeah, wildcard locked in. All right, let's do something like this. So I'm gonna post. Let me get my team on there. Boom. Here we go. Game week 32. Okay. Captain on Isak against Man United and Crystal Palace at home. And then I rolled the transfer. So let's go recycle for transfer. Rolled free transfer. Actually, you know what I'll say straight away is I'll say here, bench boost activated. What's a good emoji for bench boost? Let's just go rocket. Fucking get a rocket in. Bench boost activated. I'll put it at the start just to keep the template the same, and I'll say good luck this game week. Yeah, I'll just say good luck, everyone. Here we go. Little shamrock. There we go. Locked in, boys. Locked in. Let's see. Any other messages that you guys were asking? Sorry, I couldn't answer all your questions on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, by the way. Yeah, it's tough to get to everyone, to be fair. So let me just open this up so you guys can see what the team is looking like. There we go. There we go. Owen, Grandmaster. Grandmaster, yeah, good morning, Grandmaster. Howdy, Grandmaster. Owen jumping in now. What's the story with Saka? Listen, no one knows the story with Saka. I honestly think Arteta's going to bench him. I think, let me pull this up. So I think this is how Arsenal will line up. Let me get FootMob open here. So if you look at how they lined up against Everton last game week, this is honestly how I think they will line up. Like, if you look at that team, that's it. They're going to put Nwaneri on the right instead of Saka. I think they'll have Sterling on the left instead of Martinelli. Trossard up top again. And then this midfield. Like, I honestly think he's not going to change anything from the Everton fixture. And that's really disappointing for me. Like, obviously, I would love if he played a full strength attack with Merino up top. That would be the dream. But I don't think that's likely. I do think he'll start exactly like this. And Saka, I don't think will play. It's a tough one. Like, Odegaard wasn't even starting in this team. It's a tough one. But they wouldn't want to lose 2 in a row in the Prem either, would they? They really wouldn't want to do that. So, Mr. B, lol, so many emojis. Yeah, lots of emojis in that tweet, to be fair. Martin Kvama, thanks, mate. Best content. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thanks for coming in and watching. Thanks for coming in and watching, guys. Oh, and you still in there? Because I might head on otherwise. How are you getting on, Owen, anyways? How's the running going? I've been following on Strava. Let me have a look, actually, so you don't have to... Oh, I just seen a message from my friend Paddy about FPL. Let me tell him I'm sorry, because I didn't see it. He asked me, should I start Konsa? Haven't liked his rotation recently. I don't blame you, Paddy. I don't blame you. Shit, only seeing this now. I'm streaming. Sorry, Paddy. I didn't see it. I hope you come in and have a chat, though. Let's see if you do. Come in. Come into the chat. Owen. Sorry, bro. Was seasoning chicken. Mate, you're always seasoning chicken, you madman. Absolute meal prep master. What time is it over there, actually? Sorry, I'm talking about my friend. For anyone else still in this, Let me check. Time Malaysia. Oh, okay. It is dinner time for you. To be fair, for some reason I just pictured you like cutting up chicken at like 11 in the day, like it is here, 11 in the morning even, which is not the case. All right. Let's see. Anyone else in the chat still? Okay, all good, man. Going to Philharmonic Orchestra rendition of Pink Floyd tonight. She. That sounds class. That sounds unreal. My brother, I'm always cooking. This guy's always cooking. He's chefing for real. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I think it's honestly just me and you in this now. They're just listening to our conversation. All good with me, Owen. All good with me. I played a bit of, went to the park yesterday, bit of spike ball, bit of throwing the ball around with Dave and Ellen and a few. And yeah, today's a chill day, to be fair. I've got a football match, and then I've got a call with my brother later where we're analysing, because he plays Vancouver tonight, my brother, in the MLS. Sorry, I'm acting as if it's just me and you, but there may be other people in this chat. I still haven't figured out how to like see how many people are here. But essentially, yeah, John has a game tonight, and we've been doing these analysis where it's like we'll go on the videos and check how the winger that he's coming up against plays, what he does good, what he does bad, and then John will basically try to adjust his game to see that. Good to see the spike back. We'll take it offline. Yeah, good to see you, man. Until next time, I'm gonna end the stream here. Have a good one, Owen. Enjoy Pink Floyd tonight, and I'll chat to you later. Later, man.